What's up everyone, I'm Jason, this is Freeber Garage. In the last video, we were trying to torque down this motor. I finally got all the stuff we need to get it done, and this should be the proper way over what I had prior. All right, let's get to it. All right, picking up where we last left off, pretty much we had the heads on here. I started torquing them down, and then the motor wants to move around. So I didn't really plan that well out on trying to strap this motor down to the bench. I tried to use a right strap, that didn't work. Went back and forth, and I know that if I do a right strap all the way across and even have a pivot point, it's still going to want to move with the amount of torque that we have to do to these head bolts for the Cometic gaskets. All right, so what we need to do is bolt this engine stand onto my tool bench, all right? And we're gonna do kind of the same way we did over here. I'm not too worried about future holes. This can always be replaced, and I plan on probably just capping off the holes when they're done. But that's here nor there, all right? So what we're gonna do is get prepped and ready to drill some holes, lock this down so we can start torquing down these bolts the proper way, all right? Let's get to it. So what we're gonna do, make it real simple, we're just going to figure out where we are most even at. So we're about 2.5 on that side and about 2.5 on that side. So pretty much as square as possible so we can get it. It doesn't really need to be that exact because we're just using this to hold down the whole frame of the motor, okay? So we're gonna mark some spots here, make it nice and easy to get back. So just put a couple dots where we need to, okay? Put them on the other side, just trust me. And just making sure, start drilling that we aren't going to run into anything else. Looks pretty clear for the most part. All right. Let's move the engine stand away. All right, so we are gonna drill our pilot holes first. I got our marks there. Start off with this one here. And we're gonna use a 3/8 bit to get our holes where we want them. Make sure we're nice and straight. Now we can slide our motor back over. Should hopefully be aligned. Close enough. Yep, good there. Good over there. Awesome. Let's drop our bolts in here. Should have had a long enough bolts for this. Should, hopefully. Throw that down there. Really need to have a washer at this point, but we'll deal with that later. Got enough meat on there. And let's do the other sides and get those done. We want to make sure we are following my Cometic's design, which is getting that gasket nice and squished down. We talked about in that last video. And we have 4 spots we got to hit ready. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting off on the valve side and then move our way to the lifter side, okay? So we have about 5 sequences of torquing that we have to go down to, which is 9, 14, 22, 35, and 42 foot-pounds, all right. So last time I did this, we were pretty much caught up on the 9 foot-pounds. Didn't get very far. So let's do our torque sequence, see if we have any liftoff on this new bolted down motor. All right, starting off with our 9 foot-pounds here. Just kind of going down in a row, make it easier. So doing one head at a time. That is 9. Now we're gonna bump it up to 14. And this is our 22 foot-pounds. Next step is the 35 pounds. And our final torque sequence is 42 foot-pounds. When it comes to doing a lot of these things, I love to do them twice, if maybe not 3, 4, possibly 5. Try to stay away from that 6, but hey, we are on the lifter blocks once again, and last time we were on there, we were installing these. These are Colony lifter blocks, all right? Beautifully made. I talked high price about these. I'm like, these are the way to go. They said that you can convert this from your standard push rod, your fixed push rod, to an adjustable push rod. Sounds great. So I installed these without the jugs and realized that there is not enough room to put them on. The fins of the jugs push out too far in order to make these work, even though it says on the kit from, I figured out where I got it from. Dennis Kirk is where I got it, right? So I called them to confirm. So yeah, those will work. They don't work. They don't. Unless if you want to grind away at some new, which you can, but I don't like buying stuff and then just have to grind away at it. Just make it fit. Just make it fit. Or tell me that I gotta grind it prior, okay? That enough said. So, those are the blocks we can't use. We're also upgrading from the OEM. Look at those, nasty, all right? They work, there's nothing really wrong with them, but I wanted something better. That's the whole part of going through this whole motor. The work that we're going into is try to make everything better than what it was. So I went online and looked at old Hammer to see what we could do in order to upgrade from what our standard mini blocks and not those other blocks, to figure out how we can get something that will fit inside of these fins, because you have about 1/2 inch of space and everything else is about 1 inch of space, okay? So they make their own lifter blocks. Look at that. A much better upgrade from what our factories, okay? Gaskets, screws, nice kit, all right? So we're gonna crack one of these open. There shouldn't be any instructions, maybe a torque spec, but look at that. Beautiful jewelry for the bike. Look at that. Woof. Pretty much same, around. Same size, a little thicker, a little bit better, looks better, okay? So these will slide right on there. Bam, they actually fit right underneath the fins, which is awesome. Okay, so the other part about this is that these lifter blocks, essentially we're setting this up for a fixed push rod. That's factory push rods, but that's what my kit came with. And I remember calling Hammer even twice on this just to clarify, because I was trying to get a little bit prettier kit to put on here for the push rod covers. And essentially it was a no-go. They were saying that you pretty much want to stay with the fixed push rods. The adjustables, they have seen failures. Would I say that's very plausible? Probably. I'm sure there's definitely ones, but is there a chance that it could not? Yeah, but we have max amount of compression, max amount of lift, everything on this big bore kit. If you're doing something a little bit smaller, less horsepower, less cubic inches, probably wouldn't need to worry as much and just go with adjustable. Plus, it's beautiful when you get the adjustables on there. So put them on my other bikes and you just lift them up and adjust as need be. Essentially, we're gonna have to get this whole assembly put in and that's it. And then eventually put the push rods in and call it good. And then do the whole adjustment. That's gonna be fun. So we're gonna follow suit, do the best we can, get these lifter, push rod covers, all that put together. That's the backstory of where we're going with on this to get it done. All right, we should have everything ready to go for install. We gotta assemble these together before they actually go on the bike. So what we need to do is we need to get these two, we'll start off with this side here, and get our gaskets in place. So those have ridge line there and cut out there. Should slide right in. So, same thing. All right, now we're going to assemble these. If I have this correct, we're going to need to go down and around like that so they can slide on. And if I read that, we could use a little oil to help these things lubricate themselves down and about, okay? So let's grab a little bit of our oil here. Get this tube. Should be fun. My hands are super slippery, those will be slippery. And make sure these don't pop off when we're trying to get these going here off the bench. So let's do our first round. So we got them up like that. It doesn't matter which way we go for the tubes, all right? So slide this over that. There we go. Boom. Inside there, ready? And then this side here, same thing. Oil up. That one there. Oil up this one. Of course, clean the oil once we're done. And got our gaskets set. Same thing. Plop those in. Good to go there. Slide that over. I guess do the same thing. I would be easier to do it at the same time, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay. All right, those are good to go. And we're gonna start on our rear. Make sure we're cleaned up all around here and pull this back. Everything looks good there. All right, what I'm trying to do first is actually try to get the rubber O-rings up into the heads, further up, because that kind of seems to be locking me up when I'm trying to squeeze them up in there. Get them in the receded spots. I'm off by like a hair down below. So if we just, hold on, get one side going, we'll be good. Throw a rag down. There we go, got one. Oh, but the gasket wants to follow. There we go. Bam, coming in handy. Okay, and we just gotta make sure our gaskets are where they need to be. There, we'll get our O-rings up here first, get us rolling. Our holes are nice and clean. And should be. There we go. Same for the other one. Making sure that these O-rings bottom stay like that. Looks like the other one's kind of got popped out a bit, so work back on that one a little bit. But we will get this one rolling here. Remove the tape. And for our edges here. Good to go. Looks like it. We are going on the right side now. Okay, got that one wedged up in there. There we go. Now we're talking. Man, still don't have any type of clearance. Let's see if we can use this tool again to get one side rolling. There, and the other side, perfect. There, that side came out nice. There we go. Laid how it should. Perfect. Gaskets look good. All right. We are good to go on this side. This one needs to be redone. We have a bit of a gasket pull on this side. So I'm holding off on the last 4 bolts to put on there because I want to make sure I'm happy with the color of the push rod covers. I went ahead before I did the video and show you guys, which was I took the push rod covers that were rusty all over and I grinded them down, went up all the way up to like 1500 grit to give it a bit of a different tint to it. The chrome definitely didn't come back. It has a bit of a yellowish tint, almost like a stainless steel on the exhaust. I like it, but I want to make sure I'm happy with it before we bolt it fully down on that side. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go for the valve train. That's all set. The heads are all set. Stoked. Everything's coming out great. So that brought us to this one, guys. I'll greatly appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notifications, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Or for those that have already subscribed, thank you, and as always, stay free. Catch you guys later. Peace.